Well, I'm starting my trip today from the village of East Woodlands, more of a hamlet really, in Somerset, to the only hill fort on the Longleat Estate, and it's got a wonderful history. So we're going to go from here. I'll put on the what 3 words location, and I'm really looking forward to this because it's another one I've never been to. Well, I start my journey on this rough and rather boggy track, which would have formed part of an ancient road and links in with all the old Roman roads and byways around in the area. And the Harrow Way was particularly close to here, so an old Roman mining road. But the hill fort itself that we're going to go and see, Roddenberry Hill Fort, dates back to the Iron Age, is within the Longleat Estate in a wooded area, and I've never been there and I'd like to see it. So as I'm walking up this muddy track, I think it's good to remember that the 6th Marquess of Bath, Henry Thynne, was the first person to open the estate to the public to pay off death duties. And he was a really, really nice person, and he cared a lot about the community and all the people around him too. Then, when he unfortunately passed away, as we all do sooner or later, it then went into the 7th Marquess of Bath, which was Alexander Thynne. And Alexander was a artistic person with an artistic temperament, and he also cared a lot for people too. Then now we've got, named after a Wessex king, I believe, and I always get this wrong, Sewin, who runs the estate and maintains it for the future too. So it really is a family affair. But this hill fort that we're going to go and see, Roddenberry, is a truly forgotten hill fort within the estate. And the estate goes to, size-wise, around about 9,000 acres. So an incredible size. So you can understand things being overlooked on an estate this size. I always come across something I hadn't expected. And there's this great big old water tower here. I think it's a water tower, like a water butt or something, made of iron. The riveting on that, like an old steam engine. And another unusual thing you don't expect to see is this great big carbuncle here on this tree. Just see it there, amazing. And already going up, I'll just come off to the left here on this sandy trail. You can see the views getting ever better. If it hadn't been for all these trees, it would have been a very prominent position. So I can understand it being built here. Here we can see the ramparts, which go up about 30 feet. So let's have a walk in the bottom here and try and get a perspective for it, I think, rather than on the top. And just wow, look at that. It's quite a hefty sized rampart, and if you take that that's in the region of 2,000 years old, dug by hand. Just look up to the top there. and hewn out of a sandstone, rock and flint area. It's quite impressive. And now walking the rampart on this side, on the northern side, in amongst this beautiful scenery. It's a really nice wildlife area too. You think sometimes you just have to imagine a community being in here, working, living, making, defending, all of those things, which were very important to them, as they are to us these days too. And you can really feel the history up here. Strange, but true. You can feel it so easily. It's incredible. Absolutely love it. On the southern side, there would have been extensive views. You would have been able to see for miles, so strategically a brilliant position. And the bank here, really steep. They didn't need to build it into a rampart here as in the other part. So stood down here in the ramparts. What have I learned about this hill fort? Well, it's very rarely visited. It's a tranquil place full of nature. It once was a community. There's no evidence of warring or anything else that we're aware of. But being so strategic, they even later on, further down from here, is a motte and bailey. They built the motte but never the bailey, so it's always possible, and that's an area called Hales Castle. We'll try and take a look at that and see, but we may not be able to see a great deal. It's on private land, but we can have a look. Hales Castle is in that green field you can see in the distance back beyond the trees. So we'll see if we can get down there. This is full of badger holes and all sorts, so I've got to take it very carefully. And this here is Hales Castle. And you can see the earthwork there. There's a deer in there, just stood on there. I don't know if you can see him, he's a bit in the distance really. But incredible. So this is where Motte and Bailey was here, or the Motte and the unfinished Bailey I should say. So I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to go off and head down to the farm and ask for permission. So slapped about another 1.5 miles on the trip, but I think it'd be worth it just to see the Motte and Bailey fort there. I've just got permission, and so I'm headed up towards it now. It's protected by an electric fence, and I'm glad that I've asked permission. This grass is lush, all the rain we've had recently. So let's have a little look at Hales Castle. You can see it's got banking going all the way around it here. That deer running away. Amazing. And another one in a high and prominent position. Quite a sizable bank, so I wonder if it was a wooden structure in here. Might have just been a wooden structure. Wow. Get an idea of its position. You imagine a tower on this, another, I don't know, 40 feet tall. The visibility from here would have been excellent. So thank you for watching, and by all means I'm gonna do it. Goodbye. Well, people often ask me, why do I do these videos? It's not about me, it's about the place, it's about the interest, it's about the history. So if you get something from it, I'm pleased. So win-win from my point of view.